So question 6 has its suggested time of 25 minutes. We're clearly going to try and shortcut through that. Program is needed to authenticate system logins, login name and 4-digit passcode. Items for current users are stored in a two-dimensional list with 19 records. The list contains user number, last name, first name, login name and passcode. The list is sorted by login name. All users have passcodes that are integers between 1000 and 9999. Open the file Q6, save the file Q6. So we'll take our hint as before. We're going to open up Q6, right click, save as. Finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there are the 19 records in the list as mentioned in the preamble. This question unfortunately is sliding over 2 pages, so I might have to do some scrolling back and forth. Two-dimensional list with 19 records. Okay. Write a program to meet the following requirements. So you can see here, we've got a pretty blank canvas here. So in question 6, which is worth 15 marks, a student is meant to do some quite considerable amount of thinking, designing, constructing of the program. So write a program to meet the following requirements. Prompt for and accept a login name, no validation required. Prompt for and accept a 4-digit passcode. You can see only numbers will be entered. Ensure the passcode between inclusive. Process. Work with any number of users in the list. Use a linear search to find the record with the correct combination of login name and passcode. Stop searching when the location of where the record should have been found is passed. So this is interesting, isn't it? Because it's told us that it's sorted. What way did it say it was sorted? Sorted by login name. 1, 2, 3. So the third. Wait. User number, last name, first name, log. So 1 from end. So it's sorted on this coded value. Okay, so once we know we're past that, we should stop searching. Does not need to loop continuously. Outputs. Display a welcome message including the user's first and last names. If the login name and passcode are found, so once a correct match has been found, display an invalid input message if the login and passcode are not found. Do not add any further functionality. Use comments and mark space, white space. So there's a lot to do here, and this is why it's got some 25 minutes to do it in. So let's have a look. So I'm going to start here. Get user login name. Get user passcode. What else do I have to do? I suppose check if passcode is valid. It's not a bad place to start. So username, let's call it in ID. So up here outside of this list, I'm going to do in ID equals a string. So in ID equals input. Please enter your login name. I'm going to do type uppercase X to exit. Here we're going to go in passcode. So in pass equals 0. So this is going to be numeric. So an integer. So we're going to coerce to integer. Input. Please enter your 4-digit passcode. If in pass greater than equal to 1000 and in pass less than equal to 9999. So I'm making sure that it's in that range. So that's where we're going to start. So we're going to now look through the user list. So we're going to do while. Let's see if we do while. While found equals false and past equals false and index less than main user list. So we need to use the length here of the user list because it does say that it needs to work if this list was longer than the 19. And we're going to use found and past as logical or Boolean counters later on in the checking. But this is, I think, decent start. So while that, what do I want to do? If both parts matched, if user list index 3 equals in ID and user list index 4 equals in par found equals true, print welcome. user list index to user list one. I'm going to print a welcome message. Else print So I'm going to have a go, tools, Python, so I'm running that. So it's showing me that I've got some invalid length user list, not use list. User list, tools, run, less than length user list, invalid syntax. Who forgets to put a colon? Nobody. Tools, run. Please enter your login name. 123. 123. Passcode must be a 4-digit number. So I'm on my way. On my way. I'm going to skip to a more finished piece of code now. So I've finished coding this up. I've realized, of course, that I have to declare the variables for found and passed. I set found to true with a small t, which I had to fix. I fixed the colon. If I run this now and I enter MCE 109 as the login name, and this is 5991, I get welcome Claire McCardle, and you can see that here. So that code is now running. It's taken me some time to just copy it in, so we'll take time to type it in, and that's question 6 done. So the question 6 mark scheme is a mixture of points based and levels based. So there are 3 levels based categories for this large final question: solution design, good programming practices, and functionality. Each of those level based descriptors can get you 3 points up to a maximum of 9. The balance of the point based can be seen here. If we look at the solution design, we're looking for a student taking the problem and decomposing it, component parts of the problem clearly seen in the solution, logics clear and appropriate, choice of variables and data structures appropriate, choice of programming constructs is accurate and appropriate to the problem. So all of these could be awarded, while it might not give the right answer, but the approach has been well thought out. Good programming practice is talking about the layout, meaningful variable names, effective commenting, and code is clear. So again, you could see how you can have a completely functional piece of code that is not laid out nicely, has poor variable names, no comments, and code is not easy to read. It would not score so well on the good programming practice. The functionality is clear. If it does what it's meant to do, then good marks will be given here. So the idea of the mixed mark scheme, partially points based and partially levels based, is to try and reward the students for anything that they do which is good, and to take away some of the awful panic and pressure of making it all work perfectly. Here's here's an example of a finished solution, which looks very similar to the one that I've typed in there, which is not surprising given that I copied one from the other. Certainly some degree of thinking and a good degree of skill will be required for the students to zip through the last question 6 in that paper.